national anthem. Roger Clemens on the hill for the Toronto Blue Jays here at Fenway Park. What a day to have a ticket here at Fenway. Completely sold out as the Rocket returns to the hub. He'll be taking on the Red Sox here at Fenway Park this afternoon. And what a great day for baseball. A game time temperature of 90 degrees. Winds blowing from right field out towards the wall and left. And our forecast, clear skies over Fenway this afternoon. Toronto Blue Jays in town, 1-1 so far against the Red Sox of this 4-game weekend series. Tito Gaston, the manager. His lineup has Otis Nixon leading off in center field. Orlando Merced bats number 2 in right. Joe Carter is the third place hitter in left field. Carlos Delgado bats cleanup. Ed Sprague gets the call at third base. John Green is the Blue Jays designated hitter today. Charlie O'Brien will catch the Rocket behind the plate. Dilson Brito will be at second base, and Alex Gonzalez, the shortstop, will bat number 9.
And the defense this afternoon for the Red Sox, John Valentin will be at third base, replacing Tim Naring, and Nomar Garcia-Parra, the shortstop. Jeff Fry at second and Mo Vaughn at first. Left to right, Wilfredo Cordero, Darren Bragg, and Troy O'Leary. Scott Hatterberg behind the plate, and on the mound, right-hander Aaron Seeley. Start number 19 for Seeley, a record of 10-6 with a 5.13 ERA. Seeley has won 4 out of his last 5 games, wins against Baltimore, Philadelphia, Toronto. He lost to Detroit, and a great performance last time out against the White Sox. 9 innings in that game, his first complete game of the season, 7 hits, and the 1 earned run.
Seeley reminding himself that he is pitching against the Toronto Blue Jays here today and not trying to get caught up in all this hoopla over the return of Roger Clemens. There's the numbers from his last start right before the All-Star game against the Chicago White Sox. Our men in blue is assigned by the American League. Tim Welke will be calling the balls and strikes for us today behind the plate. Ken Kaiser works at first base. Joe Brinkman at second. And Darrell Cousins will be the umpire at third. So we are all set to go here at Fenway Park. Otis Nixon, Orlando Merced, and Joe Carter coming up for the Blue Jays. Here in the top of the first inning. First pitch of the day from Aaron Seeley, missing down and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Nixon at .262 on the year. Homerless this year and has 19 runs batted in. That's in for a strike. Count is even now at a ball and a strike on Nixon, who has 1 hit in 9 trips so far in the series. Aaron Seeley has the high ERA over 5 and leads the Sox with 10 wins this year. There's the bunt by Nixon. Seeley quickly out to field, throws and gets Nixon in a close play at first base. Nixon has 28 bunts from play this year. Always a threat to drop one down. That one went back to Seeley. Seeley able to get him at first base.
As we mentioned many times, Bob, the hitter usually, or the bunter, I should say, times it off a fastball. Instead, it was the curveball, and I believe that did throw the timing off to Seeley. Nixon will go right back to Seeley, and he'll just barely get Otis at first base for the first out of the ball game.
Well, not a good bunt and still a close play at first base. One going here in the top of the first. Here's Orlando Merced, a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike. 285 for Merced, who's been on fire. 8 homers and 37 runs batted in. Merced has raised his average 30 points since the 18th of June. He's 29 hits and 77 at bats in that stretch, hitting a .377 clip over the last 18 ball games. Rounds this one to first. Mo Vaughn will make the play unassisted. 2 gone.
Well, certainly Bob Clemens caused a reaction as he came out of that dugout to go make his warm-up throws down in the dugout. And I would have to say, it was tough to tell. At times it seemed like there were more cheers. At other times it seemed like there were more boos. But he got a reaction from every part of his ballpark as he made his way down to the bullpen to loosen up.
I was talking to Buck Martinez at Blue Jays TV. He said, what will the reaction be like? I said, I'm not sure. I think there'll be more boos than cheers. But I'll tell you one thing, it will be loud. And it was that. Tremendous reaction when Roger came out to go down to the bullpen and warm up before the ball game. Initially, I thought the cheers outnumbered the boos, but he took a long time getting out there, sort of soaking up the atmosphere. And I think by the time he got to the bullpen, there were more boos than cheers. Here's Joe Carter, who's had another big weekend here at Fenway Park. 2 balls and no strikes.
The biggest round of boos for Cordero, who was announced as the starting left fielder this afternoon.
Sox playing him in the field here at Fenway Park for the first time since the 10th of June. A lot of attention, of course, will be deflected away from Cordero with the return of Roger Clemens to Fenway here this afternoon. Cordero, of course, has pinch hit in each of the first 2 games of the series, but has not played in the field. Here's Carter reaching the wall again, this time on one hop, played out there by Darren Bragg. It's going to be close at second base. But the ball gets away from Jeff Fry, and it'll be a 2-base hit for Joe Carter.
Seems like every time Red Sox pitching has made a mistake in this series on Joe Carter and a ball that's been up above the belt, Joe Carter has done something bad to the Red Sox pitching staff. This time he'll rifle it in that gap in left center field and pick up the 2-out double, get in scoring position. The throws on the mark. They got a chance to get him. Bragg played it quickly off the wall, but it's a tough play for the second baseman to make that catch, spin around, and apply the tag on a close one.
Carlos Delgado.
Blue Jays get a runner in scoring position with 2 outs here in the top of the first. Batter will be Carlos Delgado, who put the finishing touches on the Blue Jays win here last night with his 17th home run of the season, which came in the 9th inning. 268 for Delgado on the year. 1 ball and no strikes. Scott Hatteberg again with Aaron Seeley forming the Washington State battery for the Red Sox. Hatteberg, as you know, caught Seeley in college, and Seeley seems more comfortable pitching to his former collegiate battery mate here at the major league level. Seeley goes fastball that time for a strike, and that evens the count at 1-1.
Of course, Delgado had quite a night here last night at Fenway, 3 for 3 in that ball game. Really battled the left-handed pitches and then hit the home run off John Wasden to put the game away for the Blue Jays.
Delgado had a triple and a home run. Had a career high with those 5 RBIs last night. Seeley's up high, 2 balls and a strike. We're awaiting the reaction as Clemens takes to the mound here in the bottom half of the first inning. Wonder what he's thinking in his return here to Fenway Park. He certainly took his time to get out to the bullpen to warm up. When he stepped out of the dugout, started the stretch on the warning track, stopped the stretch again at about the shortstop position.
It had all the feeling, Bob, of a heavyweight championship fight where you wait for the fighters to come into the ring, and that's certainly the what it looked like when Clemens finally made his way out of the dugout. He did not appear on the field until it was time to go out and take his warm-up throws.
Strike 3 called. That'll do it for the Blue Jays here in the bottom of the first. So when we return, it'll be Roger Clemens against the Red Sox. We're scoreless here after a half inning. Back here at Fenway Park, big response as Roger Clemens went to the mound to start his warm-up tosses to face the Red Sox. Half standing ovation, half boos. I saw one sign saying "We miss you." I saw another sign saying "Betrayal." So that seems fairly evenly split here at Fenway Park. And this is the lineup that Clemens will face here this afternoon. Nomar Garcia-Parra will lead it off for the Sox. He will play shortstop. John Valentin bats number 2. He plays third base. Mo Vaughn at first base. Wilfredo Cordero will bat cleanup and play left field. Reggie Jefferson is the designated hitter. Roy O'Leary patrols right field. Scott Hatteberg will do the catching. Aaron Bragg bats 8th, and Jeff Fry, the second baseman, will hit out of the number 9 hole.
Toronto Blue Jays are 3rd in the league in defense. They've made 48 errors in 85 games. Ed Sprague will be at third base. Alex Gonzalez, the shortstop. Tilson Brito gets his first out of the series at second. Carlos Delgado, the first baseman. Left to right, Joe Carter, Otis Nixon, and Orlando Merced. Charlie O'Brien once again behind the plate. And on the mound, right-hander Roger Clemens. Start number 19 for Clemens. 13 wins, most wins in the American League. 3 losses, 1.69. That's the best in the league. He's only given up 136 base runners. That's 100 hits, 36 walks, and 138 in the 3rd inning so far this season. And opponents only hitting 204 off Clemens. That's second best to Randy Johnson. Opponents hitting 182 against Johnson. As I mentioned, Bob, in the open, I would imagine these first innings, so Clemens a little bit uptight about this start. Has to be.
Career here at Fenway Park, 95 of his 192 wins in a Red Sox uniform came right here at Fenway. And of course, obviously, for the first time, will pitch in a visiting uniform, as tonight or this afternoon is his 400th career Major League start. Nomar Garcia-Parra, John Valentin, and Mo Vaughn for the Sox here in the first. Got to feel strange for Clemens. It's got to feel strange, I'm sure, for members of the Red Sox, too, facing their former teammate for the first time.
Well, I think it does until you get into the game itself. When you get to home plate now, it's like facing any other pitcher, and you have to get yourself a base hit.
And there's one. Garciaparra puts an early end to any thoughts of a no-hitter in Clemens' return. First batter he faces, Garciaparra singles sharply to right.
Nomar usually swinging at the first pitch. The first pitch was not a strike, but the first strike he did see from Clemens. He'll hit the hard line drive to the right side for the base hit. Fastball from Clemens right over the heart of the plate, and Nomar with the inside-out swing to pick up the hit.
Well, Delgado will be busy at first base. He'll hold with Garciaparra. John Valentin has been pounding the ball at the plate. Valentin will take a called strike. Valentin, who started so slowly this year, now closing in on 300 for the year. 11 home runs for John and 42 runs batted in. Roger Clemens, who was 40 and 39 in his last 4 years in a Boston uniform, goes up to Toronto, won his first 11 decisions with the Blue Jays. Leads the majors in 13 wins. Garciaparra goes. There's a base hit to left field. Garciaparra, though, with a ball hit to left sharply, will have to hold at second base. First and second with nobody out.
Well, certainly those who came here to boo Roger Clemens are enjoying this start. Back-to-back base hits by Garciaparra and Valentin. I tell you, this ballpark is alive this afternoon. This is fun.
Both of these clubs are under 500. The Blue Jays running third in the American League East, 41 and 44. The Sox, of course, are 10 games under. They're in last place, but Fenway is banged out. Now, they tell us in Toronto that Roger has not had much of effect on ticket sales, but he's had an effect on this entire 4-game series. All the games have drawn well. I'm sure the fans were buying tickets, hedging their bets on which game Clemens will start. And it is this one here this afternoon. So here's the first Roger Clemens-Mo Vaughn matchup. Oh, 5th in the American League with that .339 average, tied for 7th with 21 home runs. Takes a called strike.
Talking to Vaughn in the clubhouse before this ball game, and he said, I know I'm going to see plenty of split-fingered fastballs this afternoon.
Hit by the pitch. Came inside on Mo and plunked Vaughn, and the bases are loaded now with nobody out.
Well, you know how close Vaughn stands on the plate, and of course a lot of times his hands and elbows actually on home plate, over home plate. And after that first split-fingered pitch, Clemens trying to get him off the plate with an inside fastball. Instead, gets a piece of Vaughn. Clemens has hit 7 batters so far this season. The leader in the league is Aaron Seeley. He has hit 9.
Well, the loud choruses of boos is not for Clemens. It's to greet Wilfredo Cordero, who steps in for the Red Sox, getting his first start at Fenway Park since the 10th of June. Not given a warm reception as he takes a called strike. .297 for Wilfredo. 11 homers and 41 runs batted in. Clemens in trouble here with the bases loaded and nobody out in the bottom of the first. Ground ball foul over towards the Blue Jay dugout, and Cordero trails in the count now. No balls, 2 strikes. Cordero did play in the field the 6-game road trip the Red Sox took to Detroit and Toronto in mid to late June. When the new allegation surfaced, he was sent down again by the Red Sox. undergoing counseling and continuing now to play baseball as he grounds it foul over towards the Toronto dugout.
Clemens going with the splitter there, trying to get the ground ball and minimize the damage in this inning, trying to get a double play. They'd be happy to give up the 1 run but get 2 outs. Of course, Clemens, we saw many times with the Red Sox, very big on getting the strikeout on this situation.
Garciaparra, Valentin, and Vaughn on the bases with nobody out. Here's the 1-2 pitch now to Cordero. Swing and miss. Struck him out. Clemens gets his first victim of the afternoon as Cordero heads back to the Red Sox dugout.
The 2 options for Clemens in that situation: go with the splitter, try to get the ground ball, or go with the high fastball and get the strikeout.
Number 18.
Tried the split of the pitch before. This time the high fastball and gets the strikeout. Clemens had 10 last time out against the Yankees. Only 1 walk in that ball game. He's been over 10 4 times this season. 10-14 is a season high. 12-12.
Reggie Jefferson ground ball here to first. Delgado will handle it. Steps on the bag to get the out. Garciaparra comes across home with the first run of the ball game as the Red Sox take the lead 1-0.
Well, the ball's certainly not hit hard enough by Jefferson to get the double play, but it will get at least 1 run home as Garciaparra puts the Red Sox on the board 1-0.
Batting 6th, number 25, the right fielder, Troy O'Leary.
Red Sox have the lead 1-0. Certainly would like to add more after loading the bases with nobody out here against Clemens. Second and third now for Troy O'Leary, who takes a called strike.
Yeah, get him before he settles in. As I mentioned early in this game, I'm sure a very strange feeling for Clemens, and as time goes on, he should get more and more comfortable.
Fastball for strike 2. Tough at bat for O'Leary, who looked overmatched that time against the Rockets. Side retired Sox have to settle for just the 1 run. They've got a 1-0 lead here after 1 inning.
Red Sox have a 1-0 lead over the Blue Jays. We move to the bottom of the second.
Roger Clemens trailing in this one 1-0 as he faces his former teammates here in the bottom of the second inning, bottom third of the order for the Sox. Scott Hatteberg, Darren Bragg, and Jeff Fry. Red Sox loaded the bases against Clemens with nobody out in the first inning, but could push across just the 1 run.
The catcher,
Clemens signing with the Blue Jays 7 months ago tomorrow on the 13th, Friday the 13th in December. Signing as a free agent with the Toronto Blue Jays. Certainly seems to have found this change of scenery north of the border and the challenge. They're pitching up there to his liking. He responded by winning his first 11 decisions this year. After signing with the Jays, a lot of people thinking maybe not the Yankees, but certainly the Indians in the hunt. But it's the Blue Jays who Clemens finally cast his lot with.
Well, we talked about it, Bob, last year, and we both said once you get out into free agency and you start getting feelers from other teams, it's amazing how good they make you feel. And when they start throwing around the money, you have to listen.
Remember you saying in Detroit that it would spin your head if you got out in that situation, and that's exactly what it did with Roger Clemens.
It's easy to sit there and say I'd never pitch for anybody else, and you know, I'm sure at times maybe he believed that, or I'd only go home to pitch in Texas. But as I said, once you get out there and people start throwing the dollars around at you and making their city the most beautiful city in the world, and
24 million over 3 years, city's very beautiful. A lot of Sox fans have feeling that why Clemens has pitched so much better for the Blue Jays than he did his last 4 years with the Red Sox, when he had a 40-39 mark. I know it was last year with the Sox. Last year he probably pitched better than his numbers, but he did struggle a bit in the 3 seasons prior to that. As down on strikes goes Scott Hatteberg, and Clemens picks up his 3rd strikeout of the afternoon.
You know, players are famous for saying, well, I don't do anything different even though I'm with another club, but just the fact that you are with another team,
number 56,
and it really kind of regenerates your whole outlook on baseball. You know, Anytime you're with a new ball club, you want to impress that team. You want to make your old club look bad. You want to show the rest of the league that you're worth the money that you got. And it just happens to players, and especially a guy who's been with one team for so long, like Clemens was with the Red Sox.
I mentioned he's really responded to the challenge of going up to Toronto. Now, would the numbers, do you think, be similar had he pitched here, stayed in Boston? Who knows?
Who knows? The one thing, the clips that I have seen of Clemens this season, he has certainly pitched much better than he did last year here, or for a couple of years here in Boston.
Even scouts saying he's throwing much better than he has in years past, except for the last part of last year. 8 seasons with 200 or more strikeouts, including 257 with the Sox last year, which was the second best total of his career. His best was 291 back in 1988. Clemens did have a strong second half with the Red Sox last year, but in the previous 3.5 years to that, was basically a 500 pitcher record-wise. Swung on and missed. Darren Bragg. Sox are having some tough at bats. So you saw O'Leary last inning unable to catch up with the fastball. Hatteberg down on strikes to open the second, and now Bragg has a count of 2-2.
Some shadows you have to deal with this 5 o'clock start here at Fenway. Shadows out in front of home plate right now, but I don't think at this point much effect at all on the hitters.
Tap foul back behind the plate. I know I was surprised when he signed with Toronto. I thought the Red Sox organization would take more of a hit in allowing him to get away, but it didn't seem that way. Most fans seem to split, I would guess, as well as anything.
I thought that if he left here, he would probably go to Cleveland. He had some family in Cleveland. They had a team that all the things he was talking about, being with a contending team, a winning team. I think Toronto was a surprise for everybody.
Bragg goes down swinging. Hatteberg and Bragg back to back. That's now 4 for Clemens.
Well, he's got 4 so far, 2 with the fastball. Those were to Cordero and O'Leary, and the last 2 to Hatteberg and Bragg with the split-fingered fastball.
The second baseman.
See the bottom fall right out of that pitch, picked off the dirt by Charlie O'Brien, and it looks like he's now settling in.
And nicely. 5 in a row now retired by Clemens since hitting Mo Vaughn to load the bases back in the first inning. Clemens certainly pitched many memorable games as a member of the Red Sox. We were there last September, Jerry, when he struck out to 20 at Tiger Stadium in Detroit. Really memorable ball game. 192 wins, tied for the franchise all-time lead with Cy Young. Jeff Fry with a 2-out base hit.
Well, you know, Jeff Fry now has faced Clemens 5 times in his career, and he has 4 hits off Roger. Took the fastball, number 9 hitter, and put it right back into center field for the base hit.
Number 5, the shortstop.
Fry, of course, facing Clemens when he was a member of the Texas Rangers.
Well, he might go back to Texas, but not much interest either by the Houston Astros nor the Texas Rangers. He had always talked about going home. Abe Joust there coaching at first base. Fry held by Delgado. He's aboard with 2 outs. Bottom of the second inning, top of the order here with Nomar Garcia-Parra. "13 years in a Red Sox uniform for Roger Clemens, 1984 through last year. Just 2 big moments for the Sox last year was when he came to the plate. Remember here in May against Norm Charlton of Seattle when the pitcher had to hit. Came through with a base hit, and then, of course, the 20 strikeouts against the Tigers on September the 18th. 192 wins, 111 losses in a Red Sox uniform. Add the 13 games that Clemens has won this year with the Blue Jays, he now has 205 major league wins.
just looking at the batting for the pitches on the Blue Jays when they had interleague play, and I noticed that Clemens' name is not there, so he didn't get a start against the National Leaguers, and so he's still a perfect 1-for-1, right? Going back to last year.
Yeah, you got to start against it, but you got to start against Montreal at Skydome, where they have the American League rules.
Yeah, he hasn't been in the National League park yet to have a chance to hit.
See if he can duplicate that feat. In fact, that was his last loss. He was beaten by the Expos 2-1. Part of that big 3-game series at Skydome where they banged it out, fouled back by Garcia-Parra, and the count is 0-2. They thought when they signed him to the Blue Jays that he'd have an effect on the crowds. But in talking to the Toronto people, it's been negligible, the difference between when Rogers starts and when anyone else starts for the Blue Jays.
They said the last time we were at the Skydome that they were getting about 500 more people per start, and you would expect it to be more than that. Certainly the Blue Jays were hoping it'd be more than that.
Need more than that to pay the $8 million. Up high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Clemens had a lot to say when he left Boston, but has been fairly quiet really on his return here to the hub. Fry goes, 1-2 pitch. Down low for ball 2. Steal the second base for Fry without drawing the throw from Charlie O'Brien.
Well, as we remember, obviously with the Red Sox, Clemens was usually easy to run on for guys that could steal bases. Kind of a slow delivery to home plate. Fry picks up stolen base number 8. Gets the help here too. Also, it was the split finger and it was down in the dirt. And not even a throw by Charlie O'Brien. He was trying to make it appeal to first base to see if Garcia-Parra swung at it.
There's strike 3 called. Garcia-Parra called out on strikes. Clemens with 5 so far in the ball game through 2 innings. Red Sox have the lead 1-0.
Well, while we were away, Joe Carter has been thrown out of this ball game by Darrell Cousins, the third base umpire. What Carter did is, as he was arguing with Cousins, he started to walk away, then threw his batting gloves in toward the dugout. And when Cousins saw that, he threw him out of the ball game. And this argument has been going on all through while we're away. Here's what caused this argument. It's a fly ball down the left field line, and you're going to see a fan reach over and interfere with the ball. Now, this ball is in the field of play, and when a fan goes into the field of play, if they make contact with it and they keep the fielder from making the catch, it is fan interference, and the batter is out. Now, that's a tough call for the third base umpire because it was not going to be a routine play by Cordero by any means. But clearly there's interference. Cordero pointed to the fan, and right away, Darrell Cousins, the third base umpire, called Carter out. So he argued the play, and when he threw his batting gloves, that's when he was thrown out of the glove. Excuse me, out of the game, rather. Now, here's the throw. I don't know, should he... That to me is ridiculous.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
For that.
Yeah, why?
I mean, that's ridiculous. All he's doing is taking his gloves off and he's throwing them back in toward the dugout.
I mean, it was a decent argument up until then, but after they bounced him like that, that really heated things up. That was weak.
That's really no reason to throw out Joe Carter.
For Toronto, now playing left field, number 5, Jacob Brumfield.
Jacob Brumfield now will take Carter's spot.
Left field.
You know, it looked like the argument was over, and Carter was going to start to make his way back to the outfield, took off his batting gloves and threw him in toward the dugout.
Flipped him in.
And then all of a sudden, Cousins threw him out for that. So, I mean, that's, you know, Red Sox are happy Carter's out of the game, but I don't think that's
poor
correct.
call. Carter's still not happy, nor should he be.
Now batting for the Red Sox, number 13.
Not like he picked the glove up and violently hurled it into the dugout or anything like that. He just flipped him. So he's gone. Brumfield's in left. John Valentin steps in, leading off for the Red Sox here against Roger Clemens in the bottom of the 3rd. High fly ball. Shallow left field. Brumfield tested immediately in to make the catch. There's one out.
So Carter has still not made his way down the runway to the clubhouse. He's going to have to leave here sooner or later. They're going to have to go over that dugout and tell him to get back in the clubhouse. It looks like he's just waiting for somebody to tell him that.
Baseman, Norm Vaughn.
One out. up the batter Mo Vaughn, who was hit by Clemens, to load the bases back in the first inning. Fastball up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. 19 games with that left knee injury. That was the first time that Mo Vaughn was ever on the disabled list in his major league career. Sidelined from the 15th of June until after the All-Star break. Roger Clemens with 5 strikeouts in his first 2 innings here against the Sox, who have a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the 3rd. In for a strike. Count on Vaughn is even now at 1-1. Clemens, from the All-Star game last year to the All-Star game this year, won 20 ball games. Only other pitcher in the in majors actually that matched that was teammate Pat Henkin, who also a 20-game winner from the All-Star game of a year ago to the All-Star game of this season. Swing and a miss by Mo Vaughn. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, there's the splitter again by Clemens, and certainly Vaughn, no surprise to him. He knew he was going to get a bunch of that this afternoon. That's a good one too. Starts off with the knees and dips out of the strike zone, but it's very tough to lay off.
At the fastball on the outside corner for called strike 3. That's 6 strikeouts now for Roger Clemens.
Perfect pitch by Clemens, painting the outside corner down and away, and just about an unhittable pitch.
The left fielder.
Followed the splitter up with the fastball. Perfect spot. Mentioned Clemens high for the season, 14. Already with 6 in this game.
On a fast track to a big strikeout afternoon facing Wilfredo Cordero. Bounces it back to the Rocket. There's the flip over to Delgado. And a 1-2-3 bottom half the 3rd. So 3 complete here at Fenway. Sox 1. Blue Jays nothing. Afternoon, Aaron Seeley dueling Roger Clemens. Seeley and the Sox with a 1-0 lead. Alex Delgado swings and misses. And Seeley's first offering here to open the top of the 4th. Delgado followed by Ed Sprague and Sean Green. And last night, a nice night for Carlos Delgado. 3 for 3, a home run, and 5 runs batted in. Takes that offering up high. It's the old Delgado shift. Sox have employed against him this year. 3 infielders on the right side.
Now they have used that against Delgado. It's paid off for him too in this series, as he hit a line drive right at Garcia Parra earlier in this series. And Red Sox even use this if there's a man in scoring position against him, which a lot of teams will not do. They'll use it with nobody on base.
Shoots it foul down the right field line. Full house here at Fenway Park. A Saturday affair against the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah, they were here early today too. As soon as the gates opened, there was a lot of people that filed in to watch batting practice and get their first look at Clemens.
Fouled back on the screen. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Banged out all around the yard with a full crowd on hand. Good crowd last night, 32,500 and change, and a decent gathering also on Thursday.
It's amazing how one player can cause the kind of reaction that the Clemens did here. Even the Red Sox players in the clubhouse this morning trying to get tickets from other guys, you know, friends wanting to come to the game to see Roger pitch against the Red Sox.
Strike 3 call. Another good curveball from Seeley drops across. Delgado with an argument for plate umpire Tim Welke, but Seeley now with 5 strikeouts.
The last 3 that Seeley has gotten this game have all been with the curveball, and an excellent curveball.
The third baseman.
Ball appeared to be low, but as it crossed home plate, it was certainly over the knees of Delgado, as you can see on the profile shot that we have.
That's TV talk. Profiling the left-handed hitter with the low first base camera.
That was low at third, Bob.
That's right. Now for Sprague, you'll use the lower first. Sprague being a right-handed hitter.
You've been off for a while now. You've been away from the game for about 10 days.
Trying to catch up. Sprague, as we mentioned, struggling at the plate. 4 for his last 65 now. Fouls it back. And that evens the count at 1-1. high with that offering. 2-1 the count. Seeley's last outing, first complete game since a complete game 8-inning loss against the Yankees in New York last September. His first complete game win since May the 18th of 1994 in Baltimore. Aaron has been a winner 4 of his last 5 outings, leads the Red Sox with 10 wins on the year. Strike 3 called. Ring up Ed Sprague. That's 6 strikeouts for Seeley.
The last 2 games that Seeley has pitched, the last one against Chicago,
Number 15.
and this one this afternoon, it looks like he is much more confident of his stuff. I mean, he's not wasting any time. He's coming right at the hitters. He knows he has a great curveball this afternoon, and he's piling up the strikeouts.
He's got 6. Roger Clemens so far with 6. Starts off Green with a curveball called strike. John Green bounced out to Mo Vaughn at first base back in the 2nd inning. Green and Gonzalez have been the big Blue Jay hitters against the Red Sox this year. Fly ball left field. Cordero just back on the edge of the warning track, makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3. Top half the 4th inning for Aaron Seeley. Here's Roger Clemens taking to the mound in the 1st inning. Mixed reception for the Rocket. A lot of cheers and a lot of jeers for the Rocket man as he took the mound for the Blue Jays in the bottom half of the 1st inning. Certainly, if you're a true baseball fan, though, I think you have to appreciate what Clemens did here in his 13 years as a member of the Red Sox. Certainly some memorable ball games in a Boston uniform. Gave fans in New England quite the thrill with his 192 wins. Carter ejected in the 1st inning. It's our game summary. Roger Clemens so far has 6 strikeouts. He's been matched by Aaron Seeley, who has 6 strikeouts. Seeley actually has the lead in this one. 1-0 as the Red Sox come to work here against the Rocket man in the 4th. Runoff Rocket came in the 1st inning. Garcia-Parra with a base hit. Valentin singled to left to open the ball game. Vaughn hit by a pitch to load the bases. And then after Clemens struck out Wilfredo Cordero, Reggie Jefferson, who's at the plate right now, got the run home with a ground ball out to Alex Delgado at first. 1 ball, 1 strike now the count on Jefferson.
This would be a time, Bob, where I would think it'd be difficult for hitters on both sides because you have the shadows now just about all the way to home plate, but that center field area is still in sunlight. And that's about the worst conditions you could have.
Toss in Roger Clemens on the mound.
Well, it certainly doesn't hurt Seeley either with that curveball, because usually the breaking pitch is the toughest one to pick up.
2-2 now the count on Reggie Jefferson. Strike 3 called. The Rocket has 7 strikeouts now as Reggie Jefferson called out on strikes by Tim Welke to open the bottom of the 4th.
And he certainly seems much more relaxed now and much more into his game than in the 1st inning when the Red Sox got a couple of hits off him. Red Sox had a chance to pile up some runs early, instead only got that 1 back in the 1st inning, and that might come back to hurt him in this one.
Here's Troy O'Leary. He was overmatched his first at bat against Clemens and is quickly down in the count here 0-1 with 1 out in the 4th. O'Leary, one of 7 victims of Roger Clemens via the strikeout route. Quickly it's 0-2. Already at this point of the ballgame, everybody has struck out except Valentin and Fry. Clemens shoots the fastball wide. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Clemens' last appearance in a Red Sox uniform was here last September the 28th against the Yankees. Lost to Ramiro Mendoza 4-2 in that ball game, working 7 2/3 innings. 5 hits, 4 runs, 10 strikeouts, and walked 4. Remember, at the end of that ball game, Clemens reached down and grabbed a handful of dirt from the mound at Fenway Park.
I reached out in my backyard this morning. I got some dirt. Trying to get some of those weeds out from the backyard.
Put it in a bottle and then up on the mantle. As O'Leary on the hip, 1-2, and blows him away with a fastball. That's 8 strikeouts for the Rocket.
Yeah, that certainly looked hard, didn't it? That was probably the hardest fastball that he's thrown this afternoon. The one that was up above the letters, and really no chance at all for O'Leary. He has overmatched O'Leary in the 2 at-bats this afternoon.
The catcher, Scott Hatterberg.
Two down here in the 4th. The catcher, Scott Hatterberg, is the batter. 1 ball and no strikes. Hatterberg down swinging in the 2nd inning. In for a called strike. That evens things at 1-1. There's strike 2, 1-2.
Yeah, more of a 2-seam fastball that time by Clemens, tailing back over the middle of the plate.
No, says Tim Welke. Count is even at 2-2. Clemens closed his Red Sox career with a 6-2 mark in his last 10 starts. He struck out 123 batters in 111 innings following the All-Star game last year. Hatterberg makes contact, and right under the glove of Delgado, finally flagged down by Brito. Like a ball that Delgado should have been able to get a glove on at first base.
Yeah, he's had some troubles, especially going to his backhand in this series. Did not get down at all on that ground ball, which appeared to be fairly routine. He'll go to the backhand. Actually, with one more step, he wouldn't even have had to make the play that way. Been able to front the ball.
Number 56.
So a break there, and
The center fielder.
Hatterberg on with the error.
Darren Bragg.
They've been a little slappy defensively, the Blue Jays have in the series, and as we mentioned, they're 3rd in the league in defense behind Minnesota and Detroit.
And Clemens had made a point to know in his press conference here on Thursday night to praise the Blue Jays defense.
Well, they have been a very good defensive club for most of the season. And the last couple of years for the Red Sox have not been a good defensive team.
That was pointed out as well. A base runner and Hatterberg with 2 outs here in the 4th, and here's Darren Bragg. Struggling at the plate, hitting out of the number 8 hole here against Roger Clemens. Takes one down low.
Bragg was kind of funny in the clubhouse this morning. He came walking in and screaming, "I got tickets to sell for $50. Any players want them?" It was a scramble down there for tickets this morning.
There's his strike. Clemens came into the ball game 3rd in the American League strikeout derby. Randy Johnson of Seattle 168, David Cohn 160, and then Clemens 140, and he's added 8 to that total. Clemens leads in ERA at 1.69, leads in wins with 13. Came in 3rd in innings pitched, but has now passed Andy Pettit, so he's 2nd in innings pitched in the American League, 3rd in strikeouts, and 2nd in batting average against, with only Randy Johnson again better. 3 balls and 1 strike. Wins and 3 losses for the Rocket. balls, 2 strikes on Bragg. That'll mean Hatteberg at first will be able to take off with a 3-2 offering.
Even on the 3-1 count, Clemens is staying with the splitter that time, and not the pitch that Bragg expected to get. 3-1.
Hatteberg takes off and Bragg fouls it back. Late swing, but got a piece of it. Sox with a single run back in the first inning. That has stood up so far. They've got a 1-0 lead here as they bat in the home half of the fourth. Hatteberg goes again. 3-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Clemens now with 9 strikeouts. He strikes out the side here in the fourth inning. 4 complete here at Fenway. Sox 1, the Blue Jays no score. Great ball game here on NESN for you this afternoon. The Red Sox lead the Blue Jays 1-0. The battle of strikeouts. Roger Clemens and Aaron Seeley, they each have 9. Roger Clemens 9 strikeouts so far in 4 innings on the mound for the Blue Jays, trailing 1-0 in this one. Facing Jeff Fry to open the home half of the 5th inning. Fry and Valentin, the only 2 Red Sox that the Rocket has not struck out yet in this one. Jerry mentioned Fry has had success against Roger Clemens. Not too many battles, but Fry has won the majority of them and puts a wood on this one. Flag down in center field by Otis Nixon, 1 out.
Funny, you know, Seeley's been sitting back all week, actually since his last start, when they found out that he was going to be hooked up with Roger in this one. And
Nomar Garcia,
a little testy at times because he said, look, I'm not pitching against Clemens, I'm pitching against the Blue Jays. And all the attention obviously focused on Clemens, his return to Fenway Park, but he has matched him pitch for pitch this afternoon.
Strikeout for strikeout. And now Seeley and the Red Sox with the lead. Nomar Garcia-Parra takes a called strike. Garcia-Parra singled to right in the bottom of the first, leading off the innings. He has scored the only run thus far of the game, coming in on Reggie Jefferson's ground ball to first base. Pulled foul down the third base line over by the Toronto dugout. It's 0-2. Omar, the Red Sox lone representative in the All-Star game. Swings and misses at that one. And O'Brien will have to tag Garcia-Parra out. Garcia-Parra walking back towards the dugout, gets tagged out by O'Brien, and Clemens now has 10 strikeouts.
Well, he really should run that ball out to first base, at least make the catch and make a throw down there. And Garcia-Parra frustrated after swinging at a bad pitch, the splitter in the dirt.
Baseman, John Valentin.
3 pitches to Nomar on that at bat, and the strikeout. O'Brien was going to throw to first base. When he saw Garcia-Parra was not going to run, he just went over and tagged him.
2 outs for the home team here in the 5th inning. John Valentin takes the called strike. John had a base hit to left back in the first inning.
Valentin probably saying he doesn't need any help. You know, he's pitching well enough in this game. You don't have to give him that high strike.
Way up high with that one. 1-1 the count. Clemens selected to the American League All-Star team for the 6th time. He pitched the 3rd inning on Tuesday night at Jacobs Field, hitting Ray Langford on a ground ball to second. Gave up a single to Jeff Blauser. We got Biggio on a ground ball to second, and Tony Gwynn on a ground ball to third for his lone inning of mound duty. Helped out by some fine defense. Biggio's ground ball to second was that nice play that Robbie Alomar made in the ball game. 6 times Clemens has been a member of the American League All-Star team. He was the winning pitcher of the 1986 game, was the starter and the winner, and the most valuable player at 86 at Houston. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Clemens with 10 strikeouts in this game as he got Garcia-Parra. 74th time in his career he's had a 10 strikeout game, including 6 times this year as a member of the Blue Jays. He has not walked a batter at this point, although he did hit Bo Vaughn back in the first inning as he goes to a 3-2 count here on John Valentin.
Welke's been consistent. Those last 2 pitches almost in the same spot. Clemens thought he had both of them, but both called ball by Tim Welke.
And hard and fair between Sprague and the bag down into the left field corner, chased down by Brumfield. Valentin goes to second with a double. And John Valentin is 2 for 3 in this one.
Valentin now with 26 doubles. That will tie him for 4th in the American League.
Vaughn so far hit by a pitch
42,
and called out on strikes.
The first baseman, Mo Vaughn.
Slightly to pull in the infield for the Blue Jays. Straight away in the outfield.
One strike on Vaughn, and after a pitch down at his ankles.
Very few sliders by Clemens this afternoon, maybe 4 or 5, but mostly fastball and split-fingered fastball.
Valentin in the lower right-hand portion of your screen, getting his lead off second base. Clemens set. Here's the 1-strike pitch to Vaughn. A fastball sails wide. Clemens is 34 years of age. He'll turn 35 on August the 4th. Chance of let's go Bo. Rebounding throughout Fenway Park as Vaughn now trails in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Last time up, he followed that split-fingered pitch up with a fastball down and away for strike 3.
One, 2 to Vaughn way up high, and leaving things at 2-2. That one almost sailed over Charlie O'Brien's head and back to the screen.
Yeah, that was the fastball, all right, but it wasn't down and away, up and away, and a nice play by Charlie O'Brien. Ball just sails on Clemens. The hockey goalie mask. Kind of a hockey play there by O'Brien.
Here's the 2-2 from the Rocket. Vaughn pulls it foul down the first baseline. I see a lot of those hockey goaltender masks worn by catchers now. Last year when Toronto was in, it was Charlie O'Brien who pioneered that, and he debuted that new mask last September the 13th against New York. It was the first time it was used in Major League Baseball. It took O'Brien, as we mentioned before, a while to get Major League Baseball to okay it. It seems to have caught on. Quite a few of the catchers have gone to that.
Well, Hasselman has got one. Hasn't had much chance to use it yet because Bill's spending time on the disabled list, but he recently has got one of those masks.
Clemens steps off the rubber. Vaughn steps out of the batter's box. Waiting game. Situation is this: John Valentin at second base for Jimmy Williams' crew. He's in second with 2 outs. Bottom half of the 5th inning. Red Sox with a 1-0 advantage over Roger Clemens and the Blue Jays. Pitching duel and a strikeout battle here at Fenway this afternoon. Matching Clemens and Aaron Seeley. Seeley leads on the scoreboard 1-0. Clemens in the strikeout column 10-9 to this point. Vaughn down on strikes, and that retires the side. So that's 11 strikeouts for Clemens. We played 5 here at Fenway. Red Sox 1, the Blue Jays nothing.
Back at Fenway, bottom of the 6th inning. With the shift on and Delgado at the plate, John Valentin all of a sudden becomes the pivot man at second base. He's moved away over to shortstop. He'll get the throw from Mo Vaughn. Valentin will tag the bag and complete the double play. So Valentin's been all over the infield. Second base last night, third base today, and there is a shortstop turning over the double play.
I'll get that scoring right too. It was unusual. 3-5-3.
3-5-3 double play. How about that?
Alfredo Cordero leads off here, bottom half the 6th inning. Pitch is down low, 1 ball, no strikes. Cordero 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Clemens on the outside corner, 1-1 the count. Clemens with 11 strikeouts to this point. Going to be something, Jerry. We have another 20 strikeout performance from Clemens here. 2 is a member of the Red Sox. 86, as you recall, on April 29th against the Seattle Mariners here at Fenway Park, and then last September against the Tigers in Detroit. He's got 11 to this point. 68 10 strikeout games with the Red Sox. 6 as a member of the Blue Jays this year. So that would add up to 74 in his major league career. 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Wilfredo Cordero. In the dirt, Cordero doesn't bite. Three balls, 2 strikes. Sox have 1 run, 4 hits off the Rocket this afternoon. The run and 2 of the hits came back in the 1st inning. Back-to-back singles by Garcia-Parra and Valentin. Also have a 1-out, 2-out single by Jeff Fry in the 2nd. And a 2-out double by John Valentin in the 5th. Here's the payoff pitch, foul back on the screen. Inside, Cordero hit by the pitch. Second Red Sox that's been hit today. Vaughn back in the 1st inning, and Cordero here leading off the 6th.
You got Vaughn somewhere in the chest area, and I think Cordero there on the elbow.
18, the designated hitter, Reggie Jefferson.
Sent the right elbow for Cordero. Couple today. Now Clemens with 8. 1 behind Seeley and Carsey for the most hit batters in the league.
Leadoff man aboard for the Sox. Reggie Jefferson at the plate. Jefferson takes a called strike. 1 run, 4 hits for the Red Sox. No runs, 3 hits for the Blue Jays. Roger Clemens against Aaron Seeley. Missed at the knees. 1-1. Jefferson knocked in the lone run of the ball game. Came up with the bases loaded, 1 out in the 1st inning. Grounded out to Delgado at first base. That got Garcia-Parra home, which has so far been the game's only run. Fouled away. It's 1-2. Jefferson was called out on strikes in the fourth. Clemens broke in with the Red Sox in 1984 in a ball game at Cleveland. Got his first win in his second major league start against the Minnesota Twins. Blows that one by Reggie Jefferson, and that's a dozen Ks on the afternoon for Roger Clemens.
Well, no question about the velocity here for Clemens this afternoon. I mean, he's throwing fastballs by those left-handed hitters. That ball almost in the glove of O'Brien by the time Jefferson makes that swing.
Clemens strikeout high this year, 14 as a Blue Jay, has 12 already, and facing a hitter he's dominated today in Troy O'Leary. O'Leary does get a piece of it here and fouls it back.
Now, usually when you strike out a couple of times in a game, you don't want to wait around for strike two, so O'Leary jumping on that first pitch but fouled it off.
Delgado holds with the runner. Cordero at first base. Clemens working here against Troy O'Leary. Pop foul. And Sprague coming over in front of the Toronto dugout on the warning track will make the catch. Second out for the Sox here in the sixth inning. Batted for the Red Sox, Scott Hatteberg. Strike on the Sox young catcher. Struck out swinging in the second inning. Safe on an error by the first baseman Delgado in the fourth. Sox 1, Jays nothing. Bottom half the sixth inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. Clemens made 34 starts for the Red Sox a year ago. Won 10 games, lost 13. So he's already won 3 games more for the Blue Jays this year than he won for the Sox all of last year. Pitches inside for a ball, gunned down, and the baseball is waiting at second base as Cordero arrives, and that's the end of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We played 6. We head to the late innings in this one. Sox 1, the Blue Jays no score. Game we have going here at Fenway this afternoon, a 1-0 lead for Aaron Seeley and the Red Sox as the Jays come to bat here in the 7th inning. Ed Sprague, Sean Green, Charlie O'Brien due up against Seeley. Sprague is 0 for 2 in the ball game. A pop fly to second base and called out on strikes. The breaking ball waved at and missed. 1-1 the count. Clemens has 12 strikeouts. Seeley has 10. 1 shy of his career high. Breaking ball is up high. 2 balls and a strike. This is a big road trip for Toronto. This is the 3rd game of an 11-game trip. Really a difficult start to the second half of the season for the Blue Jays. Seeley blows the fastball by Sprague to even the count at 2-2. 4 games here in Boston, 2 in Baltimore, 2 in Texas, and then out to Anaheim to close it off with 3 games against the Angels.
Well, that's a strange trip, isn't it? So accustomed to making that West Coast swing and hit all 3 teams. Here they start on the East Coast and go to Texas. And finally end up in Anaheim.
Sprague lays off the pitch and the count will go full.
Seems like after a trip like that you should be home for the rest of the season.
Yeah, rest of the year. Payoff pitch, and Seeley It's his first batter of the day. Sprague, the leadoff man, gets drilled on a 3-2 pitch. There's still no walks in the ball game, but we've had 3 hit batters now.
So many curveballs in this game by Seeley. Obviously, those hitters for the Blue Jays thinking the curveball and trying to dive out over the plate. Instead, it's the fastball here, and we'll get it Sprague. So the Blue Jays have the leadoff man on here in the 7th.
On holds with Sprague at first. Left-handed hitter Sean Green at the plate. Seeley starts him off with a fastball up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Green with a ground ball to Vaughn at first. A fly ball to Cordero in left. High fly ball, right field. O'Leary going back on the warning track. It's carrying, it's going, it's gone. A 2-run homer for Sean Green. High fly ball over the 380 sign out by the bullpen area in right field, and just like that, the Blue Jays have the lead 2-1.
Things happening quickly here for the Blue Jays. They hit batter, and all of a sudden Sean Green with home run number 8. This ball is a long way back up over the bullpen of the Blue Jays, and it looked like right down the runway in the bleachers.
O'Leary starts back and then just gives up on it just shy of the warning track. That one is out of here. Well, the home run by Green gives the Jays the 2-1 lead. Apparently O'Brien takes a called strike.
That's the 13th home run that Seeley has allowed this season. That's a team lead in that category. Sean Green's killed the Red Sox.
The left-handed Joe Carter this year.
Yeah, he came into this game hitting almost 500 against Red Sox pitching, and of course the big home run here.
He's given the Rocket the lead over his former mates. Very ballsy, ducking out of the way is O'Brien. It was high for ball 2. Came back over the plate.
And we saw O'Brien throw out Cordero easily at 10 last inning, and O'Brien's thrown out about 43% of the runners going against him this season.
Breaking ball, good one for called strike. 2-2. Coach Henry's the left-hander. Joe Hudson the right-hander, throwing down in the bullpen now for the Red Sox. Breaking ball, the bat goes flying, so does the ball. Bat was closer to being fair than the ball was. Nick Leyva, the Blue Jays third base coach, retrieves and will bring it back to the hitter O'Brien. Down in O'Brien matching that uniform number. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Throw it off, back to Seeley, underhanded flip to Vaughn. That'll retire Charlie O'Brien.
Kind of a strange at bat there for O'Brien. Lost the handle on the bat, threw it down to a third base. On next pitch, a curveball again by Seeley, and it sounded like it broke the bat of O'Brien. Just tapped it back to the mound.
The Jays have taken the lead here in the top of the 7th thanks to Green's home run. It's Tilson Brito.
Tilson Brito.
Looper, long run here for Jeff Fry. That'll be a foul ball. Falls on the warning track. Long run for Fry and a long run for O'Leary coming in from right field.
Seems strange to see Fry back at second base this afternoon. We're accustomed to seeing him all over the place, outfield, infield positions, but back home here at second.
His natural position.
Right.
He's given it a go all over the place. Williams took a liking to Fry in spring training, giving him much opportunity to play as Jimmy could find at bats for him. Manager concerned about when he'll get Tim Naring back. It looks like it may be a while. He injured that elbow on a throw at third base against these Blue Jays in Toronto that third week of June. Good pitch there on the outside corner. It's 0-2. Strike three call. Came back with a fastball on the inside corner. Seeley's 11th strikeout.
He still looks like he has good stuff. Green, of course, got him with fastball, I believe it was, for the home run.
Number 8.
But Seeley bouncing back, and in next two hitters, O'Brien on the curve, and the strikeout here with the fastball.
Strikeout ties Seeley's career high, set originally the 28th of September 1993 against the Tigers here at Fenway Park. Bases empty, 2 outs. Alex Gonzalez, the shortstop, at the plate. Third ball misses. It's 2-0. Seeley has given up 2 runs on 4 hits. Clemens has given up 1 run on 4 hits. Seeley has 11 strikeouts. The Rocket has 12. Neither pitcher has walked a batter. Clemens congratulating Sean Green, thanking Green for the 2-run homer. Here's Gonzalez lacing one to right. Over is O'Leary to make the catch, and that'll retire the side. So 7th inning stretch time here at Fenway. The Blue Jays, thanks to the 2-run home run by Sean Green, have the lead 2-1.
2-1 lead thanks to the Sean Green home run.
Aaron Seeley hitting the leadoff man last inning and following that up by spreading the home run to Sean Green. So it's now a 2-1 lead for Roger Clemens and the Blue Jays as the Rocket goes to work here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Bottom third of the order, Scott Hatteberg, Darren Bragg, and Jeff Fry. Clemens has 4 complete games this year, including his last outing in which he beat the Yankees 2-0. Also had a complete game against Atlanta June the 16th in a 3-0 loss. Beat the Tigers 3-1 on April the 5th, and the White Sox in his first start as a member of the Blue Jays 6-1 back on April the 2nd. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Hatteberg. Hatteberg pops it up, shallow left field. Jason Brumfield is there to make the catch. 1 out. Hatteberg out and a fly ball to Brumfield in left.
Number 56, the center fielder.
Clemens so far has worked 6 1/3 in this one. 12 strikeouts without walking a batter. Has hit Vaughn and Cordero. Clemens has had a couple of scoreless inning runs on the mound this year, 19 2/3 back in April, and also had a 17 1/3 run from June the 14th to the 1st of July. In for a strike on Bragg. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bragg has been up twice and has gone down swinging both times. Escobar, the right-hander. Plesac, the left-hander, in the bullpen for the Blue Jays. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It doesn't look like Clemens has lost anything either as we get into the 7th inning. Both he and Seeley still strong.
Back to the Rocket. Over to Delgado. 2 outs.
Strikeouts are starting to slow down some for Clemens here, going to the split-fingered fastball a lot now, and getting a nice easy ground ball out there from Bragg.
And he had 11 through 5 innings. Has just one in the last inning in 2/3. There's one guy he has not been able to strike out today. Second baseman now, Jeff Fry. Fry is 1 for 2. 4 for 6 lifetime against the Rocket. Takes a called strike. And another. There's nothing more Clemens would rather do than come back to Fenway and leave here with a complete game win over the Red Sox in his return to Boston. Goes to work here. 0-2 against Jeff Fry. Strike 3 call. Paints the outside corner. 13 strikeouts for Clemens. We're through 7 here at Fenway. Rocket and the Jays have the lead 2-1. And back here at Fenway Park, bottom half of the 8th inning, the Red Sox with some work to do. They trail Roger Clemens and the Blue Jays by a pair now, 3-1. Start at the top of the order against the Rocket. Nomar Garcia-Parra, John Valentin, and Mo Vaughn. Clemens so far with 13 strikeouts in the ball game. Sox lone run coming back in the first inning. We have 33,106 on hand for the ball game, and I don't think anybody has left yet. Garcia-Parra is 1 for 3. Clemens did sit a while from the top of the 8th inning. This pitch strike to Garcia-Parra. Took the Jays a while to score the run. Sox making the pitching change. Does not seem to have much effect though, does it?
The last 2 innings they've had action in the bullpen as Clemens starts the inning, but you're right, Bob. It doesn't look like he needs help at this point, but they do have activity just in case.
Strike 3 call. That's 14 for the Rocket. Third straight time he's gotten Garcia-Parra.
Now, there's been a couple of hitters he is pretty much overmatched in this game today. Garcia-Parra with the 3 strikeouts. He's got Mo twice, Jefferson twice, O'Leary twice. Bragg's got twice.
205 career wins and now 2,744 career strikeouts. John Valentin looks at strike 1.
There's one guy he has not yet been able to strike out. Valentin got 2 hits, 2 for 3.
He's gotten everybody else, including Fry, looking to win last inning. First time he'd gotten Fry tonight. So Valentin has been the holdout, although John quickly finds himself down. No balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, now using the slider a little bit more. He got Garcia-Parra to strike out on the slider. That was a slider to Valentin for strike 2.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. That's 15 for Clemens. First time that he's gotten Valentin tonight. So well, opens the 8th inning by getting Garcia-Parra and Valentin.
You know, Bob, he couldn't imagine this being any better on his return to Fenway. I guess the only thing up there would be that 1 run in the first inning he'd like to wipe out. But other than that, Clemens has been just outstanding here this afternoon.
Piling up the strikeouts. Came in with 140, now has 155 on the year, 3rd in the American League behind Cone and Randy Johnson. Vaughn down 1 strike.
He comes out for the 9th inning, and it's still a 3-1 ball game. This may sound like when Clemens was pitching for the Red Sox.
Missed inside. That's the Blue Jay club record, breaking 14 that Roger had earlier this year. So this is his strikeout high in a Toronto uniform. 2 strikes.
He's been painting all afternoon, painting the inside corner, painting the outside corner. And this crowd now is turning around, isn't it?
Yeah, they were booing him at first, and now all of a sudden it was half and half, and now they seem to be in Rogers' corner. They have seen him strike out 15 Red Sox. And a masterful performance here at Fenway. Here's the 1-2 to Mo Vaughn. Swing and a miss. He struck out the side. Clemens has 16 strikeouts through 8 innings. Jays 3, Sox 1. Certainly not your typical ball game here at Fenway Park. What a return to Fenway for Roger Clemens. Now 16 strikeouts as he strikes out the side, getting Garcia-Parra, Valentin, and Vaughn in the bottom half of the 8th inning. He is pumped with 3 outs to go. Jays take a 3-1 lead here into the 9th inning. Charlie O'Brien leading off here against Butch Henry. Chops it to third base. John Valentin makes the play. Gets this one over to Mo Vaughn for the first out.
And a mock cheer for John Valentin on that throw. He made a couple of bad ones early in the game, and Valentin acknowledging the crowd after making that throw to first base.
Back-to-back throwing errors in the 3rd inning did not figure in the scoring.
The second baseman.
Still didn't go over the top. Still had the side-handed flip, but got that one on line over to Mo Vaughn. So 1 out. Here's Tilson Brito. Up high, 1 ball, no strikes. Brito has struck out, had an infield single off the hand of Seeley, and then called out on strikes in the 7th inning. Little pop up, foul territory. Mo Vaughn headed over in that direction to make the catch. There's 2 gone. Red Sox in the bottom half of the 9th inning against Roger Clemens. Wilfredo Cordero, Reggie Jefferson, and Troy O'Leary due up.
Number 8, the shortstop, Alex Gonzalez.
Bases empty, 2 outs. Alex Gonzalez 0 for 3 on the afternoon. Pop foul. That'll be back in the seats. Hatteberg over for a look. We've seen a pretty good ball game to this point here at Fenway Park. What a performance by Roger Clemens. And a strong effort through 7 innings for Aaron Seeley. Blue Jays with their 3-1 lead. Here's the 1-strike pitch from Butch Henry to center field. Aaron Bragg is there to make the catch, and that retires the side. So we go to the bottom half of the 9th inning. The Blue Jays 3, the Red Sox 1. Now back here at Fenway Park, a string of zeros, a 3-1 lead for the Toronto Blue Jays. As incredible as it sounds, Roger Clemens will not come out in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Tito Gaston going to his bullpen.
And it did not make the fans very happy. They were waiting for Clemens to come out of that dugout on the Toronto side, but instead it was the bullpen door that opened. See Tito Gaston shaking his head. Hard to tell if it was Gaston made a decision or Clemens, but we saw Clemens shaking the hands of all the teammates between innings, so I guess that was going to be it for him.
Red Sox trying to battle back here in the bottom half of the 9th inning, trailing the Blue Jays by a score of 3-1. We're already on our 3rd Toronto hurler of the inning, and this is Paul Quantrill.
Quantrill making his 2nd appearance of this series. He's had some tough times against the Red Sox. Had a blown save last time out. So far this year against the Red Sox, he's pitched a total of 5 innings and given up 5 earned runs. Seems like a situation that Tito Gaston did not have to be in this afternoon.
Clemens looked like he had the Red Sox eating out of his hands. Had struck out the side. in the 8th inning before leaving. He had retired the last 8 batters he faced. Had not given up a hit since the 5th inning. Now the Red Sox have Shane Mack at first base with 1 out. The potential tying run. Mike Stanley at the plate, and Stanley takes a high fastball. 1 ball, no strikes. Stanley's pinch hitting numbers are very good. 9 for 17, including a homer and 8 runs batted in. Stanley has been deadly off the bench for the Red Sox. Quantrill digging a hole for himself as he trails now 2-0. There's a strike. Quantrill with the Red Sox was traded to Philadelphia in the West Chamberlain trade. 1994. 2-1 pitch to Stanley. Swing and miss. Evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lemons, Escobar, Plesac, and now Quantrill tonight for the Jays. This officially, by the way, a day game. It started at 5 o'clock, so all these statistics will be daytime statistics, despite the fact it's now after the hour of 8 and the lights are on here at Fenway. Stanley rocks this one to left field off the end of the bat. Scooting back on the warning track is Brumfield to make the catch. Thought that had a chance to bang up against the wall, but it falls just short.
That didn't sound like Stanley got on the good part of the bat. When it left the bat, it looked like it was going to carry a lot deeper than it actually did. And here comes Cito Gaston again. Talk about bullpen by committee. Back to the warning track for Jacob Brumfield. Quantrill happy to get the out. And Cito Gaston back out to get another left-hander to work to Hatterberg.
Cito Gaston calling on his 4th pitcher of the inning. He started with Escobar. Escobar got an out, then brought in Dan Plesac. He walked Shane Mack, and then came Paul Quantrill to pitch to Mike Stanley. Got Stanley out on a fly ball to left, and now he's turned it over to the left-hander, Paul Spoljaric.
30th appearance for Spoljaric this season. He's got a couple of saves. He's making his 2nd appearance of this series. Worked on the 10th and pitched 1 inning in that game, allowing 4 hits, made 21 pitches in that inning.
Sox have Mack at first base with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Trailing the Blue Jays 3-1. Spoljaric trying to save this for Roger Clemens, who struck out 16 Red Sox. 1 ball, no strikes to count on Scott Hatterberg, who's 0 for 3. In for a strike. That'll even things at 1-1. Down and in, ball 2. Been an adventure, hasn't it, here in the bottom of the 9th inning? One guy goes the first 8 innings and has taken 4 pitchers so far for the Jays here in the 9th. Ball 3. Ball 4. Things are getting more interesting. Mack to second base. Hatterberg also reaching via the free pass. Now the pitching coach Mel Queen coming out.
They're not going to bring anybody in because there's nobody loosening up in the bullpen. But this isn't a perfect example of American League baseball in the state of pitching today.
Sort of says it all, doesn't it?
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the Red Sox, now running at first base, number 30, Jesus Taveras.
Jesus Tavares goes in the ball game. He will run for Hatteberg. Tavares, an important run. That would be the tying run for the Red Sox. And Jimmy Williams getting some speed at first base. Wouldn't this be something from a Blue Jays point of view if this one got away? Pulling Clemens after throwing 114 pitches.
Fielder, Darren Bragg.
Darren Bragg is due. He's 0 for 3. First pitch strike after the visit from Mel Queen. 1 strike on Bragg, who struck out in the 2nd, again in the 4th, and then bounced back to Clemens in the 7th inning. This a whole new look for Bragg as he faces Paul Spoljaric. Strike 2. Two on, 2 outs for the Sox, and Bragg down in the count, 0-2. Still has life as he fouls it back. Base runner Shane Mack at second base. Jesus Tavares aboard at first with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Bragg pops it up. Should be the ball game. Bragg called off by Gonzalez, the shortstop, and the Blue Jays will win this one by a score of 3-1. Roger Clemens returns to Fenway Park and picks up his 14th win of the year against 3 losses. Clemens going the first 8, striking out 16, and the bullpen a little shaky there in the 9th inning, but finally between Escobar, Plesac, Quantrill, and Spoljaric, they finally get the door closed, and the Jays have made it 2-0 over the Red Sox by a score of 3-1. Citizens Bank presents the Not Your Typical Player of the Game, and obviously our Not Your Typical Player of the Game is Roger Clemens, who was typical Clemens, I guess, here today. 8 innings, 1 run, 4 hits, 16 strikeouts, and did not walk a batter. Runs his mark to 14 wins and 3 losses on the year. So as advertised, this is a pretty good ball game, matching Roger Clemens and Aaron Seeley. It got a little long there in the 9th inning while the Blue Jays made the parade to the mound, but Clemens gets the win. The Jays beat the Red Sox by a score of 3-1.